Ladies and gentlemen, it's another sizzling episode of Jasiri where we fearlessly, emphasis on fearlessly, tackle the hottest topics of the week and serve up the spiciest conversations in town. And I know that I am sitting on the wrong side of the table because the bougiest one is not around. But Tolu, I did you proud. I came in fashionably late and I'm rapping as well. My name is Blessings, Gen Z ambassador reporting for duty. Welcome.
We have a show for you today, guys. We're back in action despite all the social media drama this week. If you know, you know. But hey, haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate, and everything else in between. We're here to keep it real, keep the conversation flowing no matter what. And despite all the noise this week, we have had an incredible lineup of guests who brought their A game to the table, added some serious flavor to the mix, from thought-provoking discussions on the economy to heated debates on controversial topics and our personal development. Guys, we've covered it all.
Anyway, today we're wrapping up the week with a bang. You know, we're diving deep into our Hot Topic special, where no topic is off limits and no opinion goes unheard. So grab your popcorn, folks, because you're in for a full ride.
You ladies, you just try and pretend.
Okay.
Can you?
The bougie one is not here, so we can razz up.
I don't know, me, I'm somewhere in between.
No, because I'm sitting on that seat. You know,
Actually, there's a spirit on this seat.
Thank you.
And like, we have to wrap up, guys.
Yes.
You guys.
Get into it.
Yes, exactly.
Please.
So, I mean, well, I like that you said, Lolo, that no topic is off limit because really, we're going to say what we want to say. We don't care how you receive it. And yesterday, Tolu did say that if you're not comfortable with how something is passed across, you can pass your point across in a civil manner. We don't have to shout, you know, my mental health can't take it, you know. For the Gen Zs, we can't do that. But anyways, this morning we stumbled upon a series of hilarious tweets that we just couldn't resist sharing. Is the starter pack conversation. So ladies, picture this, right? They said, God called Abraham, and we know Abraham as the father of many nations.
Yes.
Yeah.
But guess what the starter pack was?
Barrenness.
Wait, it even gets better. Angel told Mary, you are highly favored, and her starter pack, disgrace with pregnancy to a man she wasn't married to yet.
That's something.
That's
I think
a
we're
lot.
on the Bible road today.
Right.
Because talk about starting from the bottom. And then we have Joseph. Yes. The sun, moon and stars will bow down to you. Yet, his starter pack was slavery in a foreign land.
Like how?
And then false accusation.
Let's not forget, Abi, God
Yeah.
says you should be a lender to nations, and now 600 day your pocket.
In this
as
economy?
of right now. Not even right, as a right now. What they call faith, ye gone sometimes.
It's a hard something.
Yeah, like I can't even, sometimes I'm reading the Bible and I'm like, what is going on? Like I can't imagine being Joseph, to be honest, because I'll be like, God, waiting this song. Because you told me, now you tell me this.
Now you tell me this, now they carry me go Egypt. And they say, well, Baba, Judah, where they go? I said, bro,
I'm
now
testing
there
your
go
faith.
there.
I'm pushing your limits so you understand that
It's crazy,
you have
man.
more capacity than you ever imagined. You say, God, they get swag, Sha. I should say, like lawyer, you have answers to everything.
It has a very,
But as far as I'm concerned, we have to know that life is undulating.
yeah.
God didn't create this earth to be on a straight line. Everything, there are valleys, there are mountains, they're high, there are lows, there's vast, there's small, you know, there's barren, there's abundance. So if you understand that, you will know that even whatever where you find yourself, that is just an ongoing thing. So you're just going to hit your valleys, meet your mountains, hit a valley, hit your mountains, and your life is going to be...
Motivator. I can't believe this. I think that it's a good...
happy. Thank you. Thank you for the honor.
What's going on? Oh my God. Well, anyways, it's a good conversation, to be honest, and it really is a good motivator because if you think about it, your situation might just be a starter pack. Just anytime you're thinking about having just one noodle in your kitchen or you're only drinking Gary, that's a starter pack. You're going to be a successful farmer.
No, you are getting somewhere.
Anyways, like really, God's ways truly are not our ways. Well, let's start off today's discussion with this hilarious reminder that sometimes life's starter pack can be quite unexpected, to be honest. In fact, very unexpected. So, but we have more laughter and fun on the show today. So stay tuned because it's the last episode for the week.
Welcome back. Now remember that we're streaming live on social media platforms. We're at New Central TV, so please use the hashtag Jasiri to be part of the conversation. So we are sure that you're watching. But today, Uduka Ude, the CEO and MD of Export and Sell Limited, is here. He's here to tell us about something, Export to Wealth Conference 2024. It's taking place on March 6th and 7th at the Oriental Hotel in Lagos. So please help us make welcome Mr. Uduka.
Thank you all. Thank you all. It's a pleasure
How
to
do
be
you
here.
feel?
Oh man, I feel excited. You know, it's not every time you get the opportunity to be in with such grand ladies.
And
you
we
know.
always say, blessed art thou amongst
I
women.
know. I am blessed.
Yes, you are. The blessings here and
I
Lolo
know.
here and Catherine, you are blessed.
Thank you
Welcome
so
to
much.
the show.
Thank
The first
you.
question that would come to my mind would be that, number one, Export and Sell Limited is very catchy.
Sure.
I think that was smart. Export and sell. We are saying export and sell, but on the streets it will be export and sell.
Yeah.
Export and sell them. So how do you, I know finding, how would I say, customers or buyers abroad can be
yes.
challenging.
Yes.
How do you navigate that?
So that is probably the biggest problem most Nigerian businesses have, right? How do I find buyers? And it's very easy. You see, over the years, you know, we've dealt with businesses here as well as businesses there. And one of the things we noticed that Nigerian businesses were making the error was they were not positioning their product for the market that they were selling to.
Outside.
What works here will not work there, right? And that is the first thing we do. We take businesses through what we call a profitability analysis to first of all make sure they are exporting the right product in the first place. You know, you can't be exporting gari when your audience is looking for cassava flour. You know, there are differences. And those are the things that we do. You have to revamp your product, the packaging, the labeling, the branding. It must meet the requirements over there.
Right.
And once you do that, you're good to go.
Yeah, we're talking about positioning
Yes.
and the right market now.
Yes.
If we're talking about putting people's or sellers' market now on Amazon,
Sure.
that sounds like a dream for a lot of people.
Sure.
It can only be imagined for a lot of people. But I think the best way to find out is how can export and sell help make this dream a reality for a lot of sellers?
That's something that, you know, a lot of people don't know about. I think sometime last year or just before last year, Amazon opened up their platform to virtually the whole Nigerian. So a Nigerian business can register on Amazon and sell just by submitting their Nigerian CAC documents, right? But the challenge now is there's a lot of other challenges. How do I get my product in the US so that as as it is running out on Amazon, I'm able to deliver it? And that's where we come in. You know, we have the logistics, we have warehouses in Houston and Atlanta. And from there, we can always move your products. And we have a team of e-commerce specialists led by, you know, ladies like you too. Okay. I mean, women are doing so great.
Thank you for giving us our flowers.
Yeah, you need to see our e-commerce team, a bunch of, I think there are about 8 ladies with 2 guys, and they do amazing things. You know,
honestly,
Amazon analysis, many things.
Are you employing, sir? That's the way you sold them. I just wanted to be like, I want to jump on the train. I want to be part of it. All right, like I do a little bit of buying and selling myself.
Okay.
I have a business that sells spices, ginger, spice, like garlic and everything.
Are you kidding?
Totally unkidding.
Are they on Amazon? Are they in African stores in the US?
Because I met you, sir.
Oh my
I already
God.
I
see a
think that maybe
future.
both of you can just step aside and discuss business.
You know, there's a lady that does, you know, elderly lady about 70. She joined our system, and in 4 months, she went from $0 to $60,000 a month.
Sir, let me ask you the next question. Because the next question is very particular to me.
Yes.
You just said, But I know that some of the challenges that people like me that are just starting their businesses at the beginning are things like licenses, certifications, you know, for SMEs.
Yes.
Like me, I've just started my business like December, and I'm still trying to drum up business to be able to do all this. And I know how challenging it is for people in the SME space to be able to get licenses, certifications, you know, all these things that are necessary. Because when we talk exports, it's not just that.
Sure.
There are standards. There are things that you need to meet.
To meet,
So
yes.
do you help?
So you see, a lot of times these things are easy. The challenges most SMEs have had in this space is that you have so many people out there on Instagram, on you know, Facebook, teaching people the wrong way. You know, you have I call them theoretical exporters. You know, you have people who they don't even have a team, they don't have anything, and then they try to make the whole thing complex. If you are in spices now, to sell to the US or Canada, you need to have an FDA food facility registration. We can get that for you in 3 days, right? It's not that complex, right? So a lot of people will come. You know, I was at an event organized by NEPC, and the speaker before me gave this presentation on how to get a food facility registration. And he made it seem like you have to, you know, virtually give your unborn child, you know, before you get it. And I was looking at it and I'm like, this is something we do for people every single day, right? So the process is quite easy, you know, and we have a team, we have people that do all that. We have an export team in the USA that, you know, they will take your product and physically take it to various stores until they accept it. You know, so we do a lot for businesses.
Okay, so let's talk about shipping logistics.
Yes.
Because that can make or break a business. I mean, shipping is very expensive, and with the way the dollar is going up and down, to ship one item, you'll be hearing like 30,000 naira. So now my question would be, how can exporters find, you know, an affordable means to
The reason why you have that is because Nigerian exporters, they follow a process I call passive exporting, right? And when I say passive, you wait until you get somebody that says, oh, send me these items before you now rush to DHL, FedEx, or UPS, and then you give it to them. Now, the process we use is what we call active export. An active exporter, from our perspective, is one who has their products already there, and these products are selling even while you sleep. So how do we do it? We use ocean. Right? You know, you send in larger quantities. That drops your shipping cost from, say, $100 to about $10, $20 because you are using ocean. 90% of the world's commerce goes through ocean. Now, when those pallets get to the US warehouse, you have a system that we give you access to where you are able to log in and see all your items. And as you have buyers, you just click a button and those, you know, our warehouse team, oh, thank you. I'm so excited.
No, sorry.
And our warehouse team would dispatch those products to them. So where you were spending, say, $10 to ship, you end up saving about 60%. So that's a huge amount. And then your customers get it quicker, faster, because the products are there in the USA. Just going to them.
You know, as I'm hearing you talk, I'm realizing that it's quite sad that a lot of people do not understand or do not know that these kind of things exist. You know, you're talking about making things faster. Someone was talking about giving an arm and a leg just to get some things work. And there are people out there who need these things. So I think my question is going to be two in one. The first one is, how well do people know about this? You know, what are the measures to make people more aware of this? And then secondly, there are people out there whose problem is not even getting it on Amazon, or no, I wouldn't say not getting on Amazon, I'll say not being able to get it on Amazon because their major problem is financial. They don't have the money to do it. They don't have the financial resources. So if we're talking about support, is financial support a part of the services that you offer? how do you do that? And how do you pass this message across to people? Because again, it's important to make people know that this exists. I might be in need of something and my neighbor has it, but if I don't know that my neighbor has it, I will still keep looking for it. So what is the measure?
You ladies asked the most beautiful questions.
Oh my God! Can we talk?
of any interview I've been on, you know. So number one is we have an event, Export to Wealth Conference, holding at Oriental Hotel. So anybody who is a business, you have a product you sell locally, 6th and 7th of March, make sure you are there. You can register exportandsell.com/event. Now, the second question about financial support. And again, anybody who is serious about export, you're going to need financial support. We have people who start today and they can't even meet the demand, right? How do you do it? We've partnered with Sterling Bank on this venture. Sterling Bank and their whole team, they are going to be there at the Oriental Hotel, 6th and 7th, and they will be there. They are offering a special offer. It's about 9% interest rate to help finance your business. 9% is CBN. If you go to CBN to get a loan, you can't even get it at 9%. So this is a special facility they have out there for businesses, and you'll be able to sit and talk with they're going to be a whole team of
that's quite exciting for me, because when you started talking about your event, I said 6th and 7th of March, it's happening.
Yes.
So, and it's a 2-day event.
2-day event.
So that means it's going to be power-packed.
It is power-packed.
Can you just, give a snippet of what people will be expecting?
Over 1,000 businesses so far have registered for this event. I'm going to be speaking, for most of it, sharing. I've been in the logistics business for over 15 years now. We've done millions of shipments, in and out of the U.S. And I will be sharing all the knowledge, all the things, the practical aspect that we have seen that works, right? And then I have my team. We're going to have over 100 of our staff. We have over 50 salespeople who are export specialists. We've taken time to train these people. They can take a look at your product, analyze it, tell you this is how much this is going to sell on Amazon, in African store, direct to diaspora, different retail stores. And then they give you what we call a profitability analysis, help you determine your base minimum price so that you know how to price it for the international market.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
They will all be there.
Thank you so much for sharing this valuable information.
Please, can I follow you when you're
Because truly,
you're welcome.
Guys, with the way the economy is economying, we all need to up our knowledge on how we can bring in extra streams of income.
Definitely.
So head to exportandsell.com/event for more details. For now, we'll go on a short break. When we return, it's our topic special. Our guest today is ready to go. Don't go anywhere. We shall be right back. I see. Welcome back to Jasiri Festival. Second of all, our guest is the introducer. Listen to me when I say he's the introducer, because if you hear our guest introduce his guests on his show, my dear, you will know that the book you lent it in night school. Our guest is no other than the one and only husband material. Chukwudi Ezugwu. We all know him and love him as husband material.
Wow.
And how blessed is he among women?
And he's wearing like 6 yards.
I was going to say, I know it's like 1,000 yards as well.
But how do you do that thing? Like, the first time I heard him introduce someone, I felt naked on the person's behalf. You don't expose me now.
Have you heard Chukwudi introduce me? I died that day. Oh, God.
They need to introduce me, Jesus.
Like, they will
introduce me one
Lolo,
day.
you become smart. Chukwudi's introductions that you just head to YouTube, you know what to do.
Search him, you know him, you love him.
And he doesn't rehearse it, Chukwudi. You don't rehearse it. He just goes. So if you want to introduce Lolo now, please.
Lolly Wheezy.
Hey, yo. Chukwudi is the one that calls it out. Just
Okay, before we go into introductions. But anyways, we will start today's hot topic with the headline that has stirred up quite a bit of controversy. And of course, we have husband material to join us. And if you know our hot topics, I hope you are ready.
Yes, I am.
You are ready.
Always ready.
You are ready to say the truth.
Always ready.
No matter what anybody has to say.
in.
Now, the City of David Parish of the Redeemed Christian Church of God where the late Wigways worshipped was conspicuously excluded from the burial program after the senior pastor's wife, Shiju Oluyomade.
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 Ilu?
Okay, Iluyomade. It sounds like a drum. Held a talk after she held a talk of the town birthday party. After she held the talk of a town birthday party days after his demise. Now, many Nigerians have argued that the cleric's wife who was like a spiritual mother to the Wigways, should have postponed her birthday party due to the unfortunate incident, which is something a lot of people would have expected. Now, according to reports, the family has opted to hold their funeral ceremonies at other locations. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, this party.
I honestly
did you see
didn't know.
the party?
Yes, I did. I saw video footages, and people were really very excited, as everyone should be when you go to a party.
Yes.
But the story connecting to
The party.
the celebrant is the issue here. And, I think it's important to point out that the family has not issued an official position to say, this is the reason why, after we highlighted the breakdown of the ceremonies, we excluded the church.
But do you think they will say so?
So that is why we are giving to speculation now.
Yes.
You understand?
As to why.
Because one of the last service that will be conducted in Lagos before they travel down to Ikwere will be done in a church in Lekki. It's an RCCG church, but in Lekki. And some people are saying perhaps it's for proximity's sake, so that other people can attend. But people are saying no. If you understand the position of
Trinity House.
the family and the person in question, that people are saying, no, now you claim to be the spiritual parent of this person, you should also play a very important role. But
let's be honest,
You know,
looking at that party, like, should it have been postponed? This is putting all sensitivity into consideration, especially with this thing that you have just,
relationship.
exactly. Should it not, let me even rephrase, should it not have been postponed?
and the circumstances that resulted in his demise.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, if he was maybe after a brief illness,
You would have said you
could
saw
say,
it coming.
Yes, but this one was an
Sudden.
accident,
Exactly.
and you had the wife and the first son,
I
and
don't
people felt
understand.
some type
This
of
is
way
the-
about
This is
it.
spiritual mother.
Yeah, the spiritual mother.
Why are you surprised?
The spiritual mother. Some people felt, even if you had gone on with the celebration,
Yeah.
because it was also a landmark celebration, and a lot must have been put into it. If you did not even want to cancel, you could do like a low-key celebration, you know, because somebody also said that they observed that there was a moment of silence in honor of the family.
Okay. This celebration that we saw,
We are
I
coming
don't know
back.
how they would have low-keyed that celebration. But anyways, this is the conversation we're having now, Herbert Wigway's funeral, and we're seeing that, you know, some certain persons were excluded. We're trying to discuss why. We're going to go on a very short break. When we come back, we still have husband material. Maybe I should do a research so that when we're coming back, I will
You
read
know
a
how
full
to
scam to introduce him, but stay with us. All right, it's still our Hot Topic specials. And in case you're just joining us, which I don't know why, but very quick backstory, we understand that the City of David Parish of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, where the late Wigways did worship, has excluded from the burial program after has been excluded after the senior pastor's wife held the talk of the town birthday party. And we're asking, first of all, should that birthday party have been postponed? Was that birthday party necessary to have been so loud? And was it overly sentimental to have excluded them because of that? Although we're saying that it's speculations that they were excluded, we still have our guest husband material who was just getting deep into the topic. So I think I'm going to raise it up by asking, like, were they being overly sentimental by, taking them, excluding them?
Well, you cannot tell someone how to react to certain situations, especially when they have the inside scoop with respect to, the relationship. Yes, sensitive information. And if you feel somebody went ahead with their plans and you feel slighted by that, and you want to do your own back, because the reason why people are saying, oh, why did they, or why are they conspicuously absent or missing in the whole planning is because people would ordinarily feel that they're supposed to do this thing together. But because You know, you don't do
Would
your
have
own,
been
you go do our own back.
You know,
One, one.
I even want to ask, because when it comes to the church, everybody is so sensitive. I'm a Christian, and I belong to a particular denomination. So, but I'm beginning to get confused, I even as a person, as to what piety means now. Because when you look at some of the things that I saw at the party, I wouldn't lie to you. I'm a bit confused myself that, is it that these are they just living like, okay, it's my party and I want to just go all out? Or maybe people just organize, you know, people can be so loving that they will organize a party for them by themselves, and this might not even have been funded by them, because Flavor is flavoring the music.
I was waiting for you to get
Adding
there.
flavor to the music. And I'm wondering that maybe it was the people that organized the party that just said, okay, we want to just step out of this.
Or is it a merge? Now we're looking at a merge between secular and, you know, spiritual.
It's even to bring out the question, don't you, I'm a bit confused at where I would say, where should we now
do we
draw
draw
a
the
line
line?
of modesty? Or, borrow me the word.
I think it's subject to personal interpretation. For some people, it's essentially prosperity. You understand? You serve a big God.
Who has
You
done big
understand?
things?
Who has done big things for you, and so you go all out to show to let people know
Unapologetically.
and use you as a point of contact.
Oluwa.
Because they want that kind of celebration.
Yes,
but in the end, you should be sensitive to the feelings and emotions of other people, especially if the relationship is one in which, if anything happens, even we that are not in any way connected to you will say, waiting happen. It happens now.
Yeah.
You have friends who you notice that they post each other's photos on social media.
Yes.
On the birthday, you see a king and more, a queen is born.
Yes.
A child is given. Then you just notice that after 2
Suddenly,
weeks,
you
it's
know.
not happening again. Now you will begin to ask them, say, you people forced this relationship on us. Come on, what's going on? If you are quarreling, let us know. I think this is what the issue is, because, I mean, this is the church where he and his family worship every Sunday. They are active participants in all that they do. And when it comes to this very important aspect, even though it is sad, you're conspicuously absent.
Yeah.
It would raise eyebrows, and people would say, what is going on? Let us know.
You know, now I'm beginning
the way
to
you
read
talk.
all sorts of articles from Redeemed Church. I know a lot of them are probably speculations. At least I read 2
WhatsApp forwarded
yesterday.
messages.
Yeah, that means that's why I say alleged. Everybody is just talking. And you're beginning to look at the politics in the church. Would you not think that now church has become so secular that we are now beginning to use normal
getting comfortable
ethics
with-
to interpret the church itself? Do you think that is what is
I
happening?
think in every human relation, you would always have politicking. So it's not whether it is religion, it's not whether it is, you know, politics, or economics. It's essentially in human interaction. Everyone looks out for their interest. You know, people are looking out for what would better their position. I think that's what it is. But because it's religion now, and, you know, you talk about Christianity, you say people are supposed to be Christ-like.
Yeah.
You see somebody who you expect other people to model their lives after. And you say, no, this is becoming excessive or it's too much. That's when people will begin to ask these questions. But I think that it is in every area of life, every sphere.
You know, we're still going to come back to the topic of religious and sensitivity, because our second hot topic still, you know, centers
it
around
that line?
We will come to
Okay.
that. But talking about, would I say borderline extremities and where to draw the line, actually. We've seen, like she said, right now we don't know what is right. Even in religion, we don't know what is right and what is wrong. Like, isn't this...
Honestly, the questions are hard to, because if I'm going to ask or say how I feel, because we have to be sensitive.
Okay, guys, let me interrupt you here, because, like Blessing said, the next topic is leaning in this direction as well. So our next hot topic is that Solomon Buchi has slammed the artist Asake for what he perceives as disrespect to the Christian faith by the dramatization of giving the Eucharist for a music video that seemingly has no connection with Christianity.
Okay, so this is the tweet. I'll just quickly read out. It says, Asake keeps disrespecting the Christian faith in his music videos, dramatizing giving the Eucharist, robed up in priestly regalia for a music video that has no connection with Christianity is disrespectful. In his bandana video, he depicts black goats trooping into the church with cloven tongues of fire above weird men. Asake, I think is a Muslim. Why doesn't it go above and beyond to embarrass his Muslim faith in this same way? Why do Christians even listen to these musicians who bluntly disrespect Christianity?
Now, husband material, is this disrespect or simply what you call artistic expressions?
Okay, I'm sorry, before you answer, I think we have some reactions, so we're just quickly going to take the reactions, what people think. So we'll come back to what husband
I beg, shut it. We are not Muslims that picks grudge and petty stuffs like this. Firstly, there is nothing like Christian robe. Christian copied ancient European orchestras, and the choirs wear robes to sing classical songs. So the robe, choir gown are not Christian.
Okay. My problem is that Christians would still listen to his songs. Someone is mocking your faith and you are still forming hand fan. Where are the issues? We are the issues to ourselves. The place is used is not owned by a church. Was he not allowed? Only God knows those who are his.
This one says, on this one, I agree. This is a little over the top, and it's not his first time. He got away with it the first time, so he felt, why not go full throttle?
Husband material.
No, I want to hear husband's material's perspective on this.
So as a creative, you know, people talk about creative freedom and the juice that flows with it. So sometimes inspiration can come from the north, or it will hit you from your sleep, and so you create something and you say this is classic. But if you take a cursory look at the reactions, it's essentially this religion against the other religion. And why some people feel some type of way is because earlier last year, you know, a certain artist named Logos Olori, who is signed to Davido's label, you know, also shared a video where he was sitting very close to a megaphone. The place appeared to be like a mosque in the video, and certain people were on praying mats, and they started busting dance moves. And so a lot of people were angry. In fact, they had to take down the video. Some people threatened lawsuits. Some people were burning videos of pictures of Davido and threatening that if they see him anywhere in certain parts of Nigeria, they will deal with him. And so they even issued an apology. So I think this is just, you know, looking at it and saying, if it happened last year and people complained, why are we still seeing this situation and nobody's saying anything? Now, the person who spoke about robes, so for example, in the Catholic Church, that is where you'd have a lot of this paraphernalia and the outfits. He was putting on something that looked like a chasuble and held the
chalice.
Exactly, the chalice, you know. And for Catholic faithfuls, it's really very, very important.
Sensitive.
Because you consider that the Holy Eucharist as
relics, holy relics.
But this is what I think. The people who are for and those who are against are really not sincere people. Because it is essentially, oh, this is my religion, or this is because I am an adherent of this religious faith. I want to defend. And this has happened in the past. Nobody said anything. That's why I want to speak up. Let those in Antioch.
No, but let's be honest, right? It's actually disrespectful.
I think that Christians are too. Where we're supposed to speak up, we're silent. I know of a fact of a woman that was burnt, I think, just because they felt she disrespected the Quran.
By the Muslim faithfuls, yes.
There was something that happened in the north, I think 2 years ago, where a student in a school,
I think that was last year.
Was it last year? Was almost killed. In fact, they had to take security measures to be able to extract or something out. But we Christians, we would fight over somebody singing, "Fine boy, we love Jesus." We'll talk about how we don't think that but somebody actually using the paraphernalia that is associated with Christianity, I think is a disrespect.
It is obviously, so the
and
thing
now
is,
it's becoming a trend around the world.
Christians,
because not just in Nigeria.
Yes.
I've seen what's that one called? Doja Cat.
But isn't
or something
that hypocritical?
No, it's not. It is not. It has
not.
nothing to do. So this is what I think, right? of course, we've seen the history. We've seen what the other religion
Would do.
if you disrespect their religion.
Try
And
it.
It's not because they're trying to, of course, yes, there's the aspect of, passing a message, but it is their ardent, love for their religion. So we're saying that Christianity does not support violence, right?
Yeah.
So we're very lenient. We're very
Lenient,
allowing.
Not support now or in history. The Crusaders were Christians.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but they fought the Holy War.
But we are preachers of peace.
Holy war.
Yes.
Not war.
Which holy war? See, there's a borderline, very thin line
Yes.
between the love you claim to have and extremism.
Yes.
So whether it is this religion or that religion, it is problematic. And then the very important question, why are you fighting for that divine power that can, in one instant, strike you down? So now you they buy the fight for the
adherents
person.
of the faith are supposed to be able to defend their faith.
Yes.
So, okay.
It doesn't have to be violent.
So
the
but
thing is,
why
I do not-
I am saying that
Yeah.
Muslims, people that are of the Muslim religion or
Will not
Islam,
allow such.
they will not allow it. If that was even said, they will take it down. But Christians, well, honestly, I think that we're the ones that have
different
become
religions cater to, or people are passionate about the religions that they practice. The way the Islam faithfuls, Muslims, react to things concerning their religion is not the way that Christians
No,
react to.
it's not.
Do you understand? So my question is, how do we draw the line between protecting religious beliefs and that freedom of expression that is so needed in arts?
For me, I'm a thespian. I actually think that there are some things that you can have semblance of, but not like a direct representation, like the chalice.
But are we not?
The Catholics, do you know what the chalice means to them?
No, maybe not.
So no, let's be honest with ourselves. Right?
Yeah.
Christians are just
The
too docile
Christian
on
faith
things.
has been disrespected time and time again because they know that we won't do anything.
Yes.
Let's be honest, because if a Christian was even disrespecting Christians, is a different case.
But they will fight
This
you
is
if they catch you committing adultery. They will go on social media and destroy your name.
I don't want to.
but
Or they will
even-
fight for their religion.
No, but even aside fighting for the wrong cause now, even fighting for the right cause, is because they know that we will not carry a gun and shoot somebody. So what's the worst they can do? If you look at those comments, it's more like, I beg, shut up there, I beg you. There's nothing, this
So
is not...
this is what I think we should do. No point fighting over anything. You understand? You feel slighted. You're not happy, and you want to defend. No problem. Just leave them in the hands of. And this is admitting that certain adherents of maybe different religious faiths would be angry and act in a certain manner. But let us leave them to God. Or whichever divine power you support, and allow that power deal with them.
Okay, can the other...
Anyway,
can it go both ways?
Let's just be going.
Across board.
Honestly, this is something that I can fight about, but I'm just going to let it go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hearts because we're about to wade into the shallow end of societal judgments, wedding shaming, and virginity scrutiny. In a provocative Facebook post, Amy... In a provocative Facebook post, Amy Patrick delves into the contrasting desires of women regarding wedding ceremonies based on their sexual history. He suggests that virgin women tend to prefer low-key weddings, while those who have had multiple sexual partners want grand ceremonies. According to Patrick, extravagant weddings serve as a way for these women to assert their worth to past partners and display their success in securing marriage despite their promiscuity. He concludes that a woman's desire for a lavish wedding may indicate the extent of her damage and her attempt to mask it through excessive expenditure. What a woo.
First of all, this is a very wrong analysis because one would think that maybe the virgins are those who would, like, why are we even having that conversation? But one would think that the virgins are the ones that want to, I'm proud of myself,
I'm
so let me show.
virginal, I need to be celebrated.
Then those that have done the do and done, they don't want a situation where they say, is there someone here who doesn't want the marriage? Oh my God, have mercy. So, first of all, why are we having this conversation? What is the importance?
When I saw this, I felt, did something happen to somebody he knows him or
Is
a
lashing
family
out.
member that it makes him lash out. But husband material, I don't know
To
what.
think that this person resides in Los Angeles, you would expect that they will be exposed. But if like say, the
Exposure
only
is to be
exposure
had.
is to the hot sun. Yeah, and that is why he's sharing rubbish on social media. You see, sometimes when Facebook, I respect Facebook people. Facebook is
I don't even have Facebook anymore.
Facebook is a world
On its own.
Facebook. There are certain things you will see on some hot takes
You feel like,
on Facebook.
and is your brain fried?
You would need to first sleep for like 2 days first.
Come to
Because
understand.
the thought process, and it's crazy, but everything this young man said is a fallacy. He made it up, perhaps trying to impress somebody, or maybe he has free time on his hands and he just wants to share rubbish on social media. That's garbage. Doesn't make any sense. In all my years of working with intending couples, I have never heard a planner say the reason why we want you is because they cannot afford you. Now
Yes.
in budgeting they do wedding now. So it's talking about virgins and people who have. So it doesn't even make any sense at all. People should not even pay mind. The only reason why you should pay mind to such a character is to avoid that person so that they will not influence you negatively.
Honestly,
This is the reason I warn my mom. Don't know they send me those kind of Facebook. Like, I don't know. She just sees
they
some
just
things and
forward it.
there was one my mom forwarded. I held my phone like, what was this? Like, why?
The Facebook community
Is
they are so enclosed and embedded in that community. It's hard to find an ardent Facebooker that ardent on other social media platforms.
But
People just stick, there are people who just stick to Facebook. They wake up, Facebook is their truth and nothing but
the truth.
Yes.
But another thing we need to know and be careful of is that this social media is free for all. Unfortunately, there is a cult following of stupidity. And you need to be careful so that you will not enlist. Because if we don't talk about this thing, you'll be surprised that you would see people actually sharing this sentiment.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
people love,
Exactly.
people will begin to virgin shame, wedding shame. What is not shame now? The way we attach shame to things is not even healthy. Before you say, oh, it was plus size women that were suffering body shaming. Now I've heard fashion shaming. I've heard all sorts of shaming. Now it's virginity shaming, wedding shaming. I think everybody should just try to drink water and mind their business.
People should also be very careful because you have such people who have amassed many followers. And the post gets shared repeatedly. So I always advocate that people should learn to think for themselves. So when you see certain things, you can go on Google, conduct a quick search to find out the authenticity of that information. And it's really very easy, but it's unfortunate that some people don't even have that time to think. And that is why I advocate that at least for every hour, we should even make it compulsory. Everyone should read a book, not the tab.
A real physical book.
An actual book. And then you must put a small spittle. So that,
put the pages.
Yes, now.
And hold biro.
Yes.
And jot things
Now
down.
that you say this thing, husband material, how do people disconnect from the kind of time they spend on social media, especially Instagram? People are there for hours. You say we should read books, but you find out that there's some people that you say this to and they think you're speaking in tongues.
Well, it has to be intentional. And those who know should teach those who don't. And it would go a long way because, it's psychological. Sometimes you go to an event where we have come there to celebrate somebody and everyone is on their
Phones.
So you are not even conscious of what is happening around you. It's a good thing because for some people, they surf the internet, get information. But it's also important to know that that's your attention span. There is something your screen time does to it. And if you give yourself all away, it's going to be a very difficult.
And I think there's another challenge. I was having a conversation with one very young, I know that I call myself Gen Z ambassador, but it gets some kind of Gen Z way I never see before. I was talking with a young person and I was like, do you read books? Because I'm an advocate for digital detox. No matter how interesting it is, sometimes for 2 hours, just try to drop your phone. Just drop the phone and enjoy real life. And I was like, do you even get off your phone? And she's like, oh, I learned a lot from TikTok. I learn a lot from Instagram. I'm like, you learn waiting.
At that
People
point,
what do you learn?
Yeah, people
At that
feel like
point.
You
social
learn.
media is a place to. Let me tell you, social media is not a place to learn anything.
No.
Because there's, especially, you see podcasts these days, right? And social media, you hear people say, this is my truth. You can
Yeah,
argue
my
with your
truth.
ancestors. That's my truth. You can't learn anything from social media because that is a dumb. It's true. It's a dumb site of trash. The people who say, like, people have 180,000 followers spitting trash.
Yes.
Like, you just amass followers because you look nice, your background is good. It doesn't mean you're making sense. So I think that people need to get rid of that mentality that you can learn from social media. Learn from Google, learn from books, learn from elderly people. But do not sit down and watch this kind of what's his name?
Amy
You
Patrick.
talk this kind of trash and then you say that you've learned something. It's not true.
I just got a brainwave now, and I'm thinking if we're looking at what Amy Patrick has said.
Amy. Amy is sounding like him.
Amy, let's take what Amy said and put in perspective with the recent Vicky James wedding, which was that size, and Moses Bliss's wedding to a virgin, which was.
Who said she's a virgin?
Oh, I'm just
Catherine, were you in the know? We have already looked into that gown and saw virgin, pure virgin.
But certain adjectives that he deployed in qualifying her. You understand? No. So, for example,
We can allude to.
yeah, exactly. You understand? When you say pure,
But even he cannot know now.
Hey, no, but he
cannot
say
know
Christ
now.
Jesus is a new creature. All things are passed away.
Give
All
it to
things
me.
have become new.
That's it.
So a newness, he can refer to her as pure.
Yes.
Because if truly you have received Jesus, then everything is
brand new.
Exactly.
pure,
Exactly.
That's
pure
secondary.
virgin,
Secondary.
pure.
So I was also going to what you have said. I was going to say that, see, we need to live with the reality that there are people who are a reflection of what we think. Those 180,000 followers that you think, they are not random people. They follow this person because that is their thought
Mindset.
process.
Yes, it's
mindset.
true.
But there is somebody who is confident enough to turn on their ring light and begin to talk anyhow. And so that you are my mentor.
The person who is following, so you can imagine the person who is following Vicky James, who was following her and probably talking big on the size of the wedding, is the same person that will still follow Moses this, who is doing low-key things. Because
honestly,
so are we just
social media is a
how do
cruise.
you call it?
Just because the girl
Social
does.
word for are we just, hey, I don't know. Because if you are for the goose and you are for the gander, what are you?
Did you not see the way people just latch on everything? In fact, people have no respect any longer for boundaries. I remember that Moses Bliss's Ivy was put on the social media. Something that he handed to people personally.
No, but I won't lie. I think that sometimes we also overshare. We overdo things. Because the truth is, when I saw clips, and this is no disrespect, like people do things differently, but when I saw clips of them posting everybody they went to invite, what came to my mind was, is this necessary?
And then you have people who are your in-laws online.
Yes.
Going back to what we said from the beginning.
And you didn't take
Yeah,
to
because
them.
somebody literally said that we listened to your music, we saw
You
your
showed us the
video,
engagement.
you showed us the
You
engagement,
did
we
this-
saw you going to invite
Ivy.
people. So we're helping you invite people. Why are you angry?
Honestly, I can't, like this angle that you put down, it choked me.
You created content with everything.
choked
You are
me.
not telling us,
Exactly.
please, or people who are together
Now,
doing
you
everything.
can't say
Now
we should not-
respect our privacy.
Privacy fire.
On my data.
Honestly, we need to curate. If you really want sanity, you need to curate what goes on out there.
Simple.
If you see the way people see me on the road, I say, how is Zara? I say,
guys.
who is she? Our daughter.
Let's not
How is
go
school?
there.
I'm like, wow.
Husband material, I need to say thank you.
Thank
They
you
say
so
that
much.
parting is such sweet sorrow, and sadly our time is up, as it is usually. A big thank you to a special guest today, Chukwudi, aka Husband Material, on 200,000 yards. I know you enjoyed yourself. If you've missed all the buzz goes from this week's show, just head to our YouTube account and our social media handles at News Central TV to catch up. It's always a pleasure and set with my girls.
know,
We'll do it again next week, guys.
we miss you.
I miss you, Tolu. I'm holding it down for
Have a
you.
good weekend, guys. Husband Material.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One more.